Going live, everybody. It is I, Claude Bowles, here with just a little comments on comments video, as I seem to be being spammed in the comments by Dan, who's rather desperate to find excuses for Kent Hovind, who he treats as somewhat of an idol. And lucky I have Big Bad Bubba here so far, and of course Dan himself is invited onto the show anytime because I don't block people, unlike, of course, the groups that he seems to support. Look, I put up a video and it was 7 days ago, and it was called Dan Desperate to Find Excuses for Kent Hovind and the Child Masseuse. So as you probably know, that was when Kent was getting a child into the room to help him with massages. We're not going to go into the details of that. That's been thrashed out many times. And I wanted Dan in a conversation on the channel of Father Charles, so that can't be too difficult to find, to say that Kent, to condemn Kent for doing that, because when I asked him, he was trying to condemn just about everybody. Oh, the others in the room, it was there for, I mean, just very frustrating. So in my little blurb at the beginning of it, I say, on the Father Charles official show, Dan turns up to uphold Kent Hovind's actions, getting a child to participate in massage. Dan does everything but give a direct answer and contradicts himself. He first says he did condemn Kent with Mark. Then, when asked for clarification, does he condemn Kent for his action with the daughter, he says that wasn't the point. Then, when I ask him, does he condemn Kent, yes or no, Dan says Mark didn't condemn Kent. I mean, it contradicts his first claim at the beginning of the clip that he already had condemned Kent. So go and figure that. So he's been all through this with comments, and I mean, I must thank him. It's got over 300 views. I thought this is a sort of clip that would get maybe 30 or 40, so 10 times as many views as I wanted. So it's all good at highlighting probably the type of people that follow Kent Hovind and Kent Hovind's sort of what sort of character he is. Okay, so let's have a look at that. And Big Bad Mama, feel free to interject at any stage
Sure.
if you wish.
Thanks,
And
Claude.
if you notice, if Dan comes on, more than welcome. He was welcome the other day. He didn't seem to come on. Thought he might have been on today with Father Charles, but he didn't come on. And I can't really help that. So let's see what happens there. Someone asks, this is 7 days ago. So the clip is 7 days old. So by process of elimination, if you're looking for the original, it isn't earlier than 7 days ago, is it? Can't have been. It has to be before then. So you go to one of Father Charles's shows and you look for one 7 days or more ago. And I think if I remember, it was about a day old. So maybe 8 days would be a good 7 or 8 days to look. So that's logic, though, and I can't expect everybody to be able to understand that. Some guy, barely Protestant, which is an unusual name, says, where can we get more information on this? So this is right after the show goes up. And I say, check the whole stream on the channel of Father Charles Official. So I encourage people to look at that. Then Dan comes on. This is 7 days ago. My statement was and is that the appearance of the situation is condemnable. I was not there. I think that was poor judgment on the part of Kent and everybody there. Notice once again, and everybody there. Claude wants to excuse the others there and attacked me because I condemned Kent and anybody else in the room. Too bad Claude wasn't in command of the Allied trial of the Nazis. This is not that realm, but from Claude's argument, those who followed who were present with the gassing of the Jews should have gone free. What a load of nonsense coming from this absolutely, well, I'm going to call him a disgusting person. To liken what I have said to that is just it's an insult to all those who died in that terrible terrible tragedy, the Holocaust. But Dan Posey would bring that up, wouldn't he? He's just a shocker.
Horrible. And to equate the Kent getting the massage, requesting and getting a massage with the people that were just there, and putting them on an equal level in terms of responsibility is inexcusable. He just can't admit that Kent was the one that requested it, and if he hadn't requested it, it wouldn't have happened.
No. Absolutely right. So then he says, Claude will do more live shows. I guess he's asking if I'll do more live shows so I can figure out and hopefully help you remove the venomous gland that resides within you. God's best on our quest for absolute truth. That's just something he says all the time. It's a lot of rubbish. He's not interested in absolute truth at all, let alone whatever God's got to do with that. He then says, I hope I'm helping the algorithm, because I think I've thanked him in the past for helping that
right
with his comments. I hope I'm helping it because more people should be exposed to the mind and heart of vicious tactics. Is there something in your past that caused you to be so mean-spirited? Were you an abused child? I think he means an abused child, or participated in such a mind-warping situation. What does he mean by that? So I regard that as an aspersion.
Well, I mean, how dare him bring that up?
Yeah, it's just, yeah. So this is the scatter. He's learnt well from Hovind. He's learnt well in scatter, fire your shots far and wide, make up ridiculous claims and insult someone without any reason to do the insults. Were you bullied as a child? Did you bully other children? My prayer is that you can be freed from the slavery you are in. Remember, it's your turn, even though I didn't finish, to ask me questions next time, including that children that were killed for teasing a prophet. Oh, that's I know what he's done. The Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah. He spelt profit as in money, that type of profit.
Okay.
But profit, P-R-O-F-I-T, that's why I didn't get it. But I know what he means now. For teasing a prophet.
I don't understand.
Including the children that were killed for teasing a prophet, he should be saying P-R-O-P-H-E-T.
Right. Okay. He's just misusing the word, right? He misspelled it.
Yeah. And that's just an accident. That's but it does show he's probably got money on his mind, because that's it's that sort of prophet. Someone called Marketness comes in.
Can I comment on that one, Claude?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
What does your past have to do with anything except that he's projecting anger through that? I mean, he's obviously, in order to make a comment like that about, were you abused? Were you this and this? I mean, the nerve of that guy to do that. I mean, just his two comments you've read already are really bad.
He's a shocker. I've screenshotted them too, because in case he tried to take them away and say, oh, I didn't say that. Fortunately, Markness comes in and says, Mark, make a point, to Dan, make a point or shut up, Hovind, cheerleader. So that's quite good, because otherwise I was beginning to think, is this me? A bit earlier, 7 days ago, Atheist Junior comes in. Dan asked for an example of when he lied. Saying Mark didn't condemn Kent was a lie. So there you go. Atheist Junior is coming on that.
And didn't he, Claude, didn't he actually, Dan, contradict himself about what Mark said about it?
Yes, because originally he said, this is what he said, talking about Kent, I say, that's meaning me, says that Dan didn't condemn Kent and makes excuses for him. And Dan says, no, I just did with Mark. And because he's a bit of a slippery fish, I go on, ask a question again. I ask again to get the words out of his mouth and ask if Dan condemns Kent for his actions with Mark's daughter. At that point, Dan answers, that wasn't the point. He then immediately chimes in, were you there? You know, the old, were you there? Well,
Right.
that isn't the point either. Do you condemn Kent? Yes or no? I say. Mark then, and then Dan says, Mark says he didn't condemn Kent. What? So, Mark,
What does
Dan,
Mark have to do with it, for one thing? I mean, can't you condemn him
yeah,
yourself, Dan, through your
but he,
own values? And
yes,
also, you contradicted your first statement and lied.
exactly. That's the point. And then he's trying to say it's out of context. It isn't out of context. It is a clip just taken from where he says all this. You know, I'm not going to put the whole stream up. Obviously, plenty of other things he said as well. But there was no reason why he couldn't have said, when I asked the question, he couldn't have answered it. Yes, I condemn Kent for his actions with the child and the massage. That's all he had to say. Yes, I condemn it. He wouldn't do it. It's a typical way he carries on all the time. Okay, so I'll go a bit further there. Oh, someone called Big Bad Mama. Must be a reasonable guy, I suppose. Hovindites always blame former cult members, but not the cult leader. Dan says, were you missing during the stream? You better listen to the tape, because the whole time I said I condemned Kent for just the appearance of evil.
The appearance of evil. The appearance.
I wanted to say that he condemned Kent for the actions with the girl in the massage. That's all I wanted. You know, I thought it's a straightforward question. So and then he comes back, because you don't answer him. Hey, BBM, cat got your typing fingers? Markness comes in. No, BBM is right, and you can't handle it, you man-child. I didn't get into that. String
Mark,
Theory
this is
says,
awesome.
every second of this is disgusting, Hovind, makes my skin crawl. Now, 5 days ago, Claude has me face-to-face, which obviously means in that video, and I'm puzzled why an intelligent, similar person would rather do it one backstabbing video. I do ask him face to face. This is a video of me asking him face to face. We'll see what Claude has to add. We got permission to be on Gangster Go Station, and I'm asking Pastor Chuck to be in the station for a one-on chat. Seems kind of ingenuous what you're doing here, buddy. He either means ingenious or disingenuous. So
disingenuous, yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I ask, why are you so defensive? This is a clip from me trying to get a straight answer. Oh, I'm not defensive. Just calling you out on that piece would make any preschool filmmaker proud. What? What is that? So another detraction.
What?
Probably the quality, I think, of the video. Well, I say, well, you know, it was produced by Father Charles. If you felt that it didn't meet your sort of cinematic qualities and standards, you contact him. I also point out that Gangster Ghost is having a show, and he's also welcome on my show. And of course, he doesn't turn up.
Right.
And Posy says, no, it was a clip that you published. But where's the filmmaker skills come into that? You know, a clip that left out the context of Mark and my conversation before it. No, it didn't. The context was all there. And you could contradict yourself within this clip. You don't have to listen to the rest of the clip to know that within this clip, you contradicted yourself, Dad. So he just says, I don't know how about things are done in France, because it has a history of mass hysteria with the guillotine or French polluters who literally slept with the Nazis and snitched on fellow Frenchmen and women that led to their torture, rape, and murder. That lead to these. He's got that wrong as well. I won't get into that. If I had to correct his expression, it would take me all day. So that's what he comes up with. So there's another one.
That's horrible.
Nonsense. Yeah.
That is so xenophobic. A statement like that.
Yeah.
Evie, what do you think?
I think it's xenophobic. It's lacking in historical knowledge and insight, and it feels very much like something taken out of the Hovind 101.
It's exactly, and it's almost worse than Hovind in some ways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And what are we supposed to be like, Steven Spielberg or somebody, or Orson Welles making YouTube videos? I mean,
It's. I just find
What
what he
what
does is
videos
he
has he
diverts.
done for
yeah,
YouTube?
what has he done? I mean, our videos are masterpieces.
I don't claim that, but I'm not here for the production values. Sorry.
I think your videos are masterpieces, Claude.
I'm just
I,
thinking of Hovind and his
mm,
usual claim of
mm.
the usual pointing to what have you done for the Lord? What have you built for the Lord?
Yes, that's what.
Videos
Now, of
have
course,
you done?
Right.
then I say to him, "Look, I'm not going to publish the whole show. Fact is, you wouldn't give a straight answer and were caught in a lie. Anyone can listen to the whole show and see. Anyone can listen to the clip and catch the lie. And remember, I've suggested that from the very beginning that people listen to the whole show if that's what they want to do." Markness says, "But Dan, it's irrelevant to the topic. You dolt. What is a dolt? I don't understand.
You know what
that term.
adult is?
D-O-L-T. No.
An idiot.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. The funny word. I've never heard it. We don't use it in France. We use words like idiots, but we don't say dolts. But anyway,
We use both.
you just don't like how you've been caught, Markness says, and you can't weasel your way out of it. You have no integrity at all. So Claude then comes back. "Oh, thank you, Claude, for a direct answer. You're only going to publish the part that makes me look bad and not the part of the clip you showed. No, not part that made the clip you showed. I've told people to go and look at it. It's not for my show. I'm not going to put an hour or two of stuff up. It's just crazy." He says, "It's the French snake, not even venomous, squirming around like the Maginot Line. Vive la French." But he spells that wrongly too. So
another reference to wartime France. I mean,
Yeah.
and a couple to the Nazis. And what is with him?
Yeah. So then 5 days ago, he's saying, "Where is the replies?" Because he's said things before. "Where's the replies from the Crown Prosecutor? The light is shining into the darkness, and the darkness is just trying to get darker. We do not have to be enemies. I was raised in such darkness as I see you walk in, and I'm just here to give you a little light to guide your path."
Oh.
So I say, never a Crown Prosecutor, Dan. Try not to exaggerate, because certainly didn't make anything like that sort of a claim. Dan, I'm glad you said I was exaggerating about claiming you're a Crown Prosecutor. At least you did not try to reply on the fact that I was in the same dark existence that you are now. Well, how could I? I'm not in a dark existence. And just pathetic. And so I say, "Oh, that's because I'm not in a dark existence."
Right. How condescending to say, you're in the dark, but I found the light and now I can help you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he'd be the last person I'd seek help from.
Right.
It's not
Guy who
I would go to Hovind before. At least you know where Hovind stands. You don't this guy. With Hovind, you know where he stands in many cases. So I say, "Well, that's because I'm not in a dark existence." Markness says, "Get over yourself, you self-righteous man-child. Claude can handle his path just fine. So can I and everyone else I consider to be an ally." So this just goes on and on. And then that's the first point. No, 8 hours ago, he wants me to supply, I don't know why it's popped in there, a link so he can chat about the show. 8 hours ago? Yeah, not from the very beginning.
The show from a week ago?
Yes, he can do that. I don't think he's that challenged.
Boy, you really triggered him, Claude.
Yes, yeah. Markness says Dan is a cheerleader for Kent, needs to stop lying that he condemned Kent. He licks Kent's proverbial something or others all the time. And so 12 hours ago, he's going, Where's the link to the show, Claude? So this is a new thing he's thought of. He can try and get in and where's the timestamp so people can go back and watch the whole context? Well, no, just go back to the show. It's once again not too difficult. I say, the show, Dan, you were on it. So he doesn't remember a show he was on, and I have to supply that.
Yeah, you don't.
And no matter what, if I provide a time stint, he'll say, "Oh no, but that's not. You need to watch the rest of the show." Oh my goodness. Dan then goes on about, there were long shows. And unfortunately for me, I found other parts and have you saying some ignorant and contradictory statements.
That's what he said to you, Claude?
Yes, yeah. And then I'm happy after getting to know you and Aidan that you guys throw out the word lie like rich people will throw out filet mignon. Don't really quite get that either. If I had lied, I'll admit it, unlike you, who continues to lie despite the evidence. Nice try, Claude says. I'm still hunting for Father Chuck's video that I selectively edited. I didn't selectively edit anything. I took a clip out. I didn't edit the clip at all, so the clip is there, and the order in which it happens, it's all there. So what you say there, I did not edit that clip. So I went back.
Claude, he wouldn't be spending all this energy on this if he thought that you had, cut the clip or something. He knows that you included statements by him that were contradictory, and he's upset about it.
Yeah, he doesn't like that. And as I say, if I did that, yes, especially when faced with the evidence, of course I'm going to say, oh, yes, that was me speaking. Yes, I said that. Yes. Let's get on with it. We'll move on.
Private chat.
Yeah. So then he says to me, I'm still hunting for this is 9 hours ago. I'm still hunting for Father Chuck's video you selectively edited. So I went back, and I guess it was a show where you said I said something against Cindy for leaving. What? Went down multiple rabbit holes and wasn't able to find the video. I think you said you can reply if you don't remember. I didn't accuse me of that. You don't have to reply. What? At any time the microscope goes on Claude swims away. Well, that's rubbish. That's why I'm here today. Yeah, so he just diverts from the subject. This is something he's dripped up in the last day or two. And
what is he saying?
Why didn't he say this? Well, I can't understand it. Why didn't he say this immediately? I put the clip up. Let's see the whole. Well, you know why? Because I actually said to people, it's on Father Chuck's channel. Go and look at the whole thing yourself.
But you're supposed to post his entire video on your channel?
Well, you just wonder, wouldn't you? Another 8 hours ago. Hey, Claude, thanks for admitting your slithering and hiding that you selectively edited a video to attack fellow human beings. Where did I do that? Where did I admit to selectively editing a video? I didn't edit the video at all. I took a clip, and I did not take bits out of that clip. That's called selective editing, where you take stuff out to make someone say something different. After talking with you, I thought you had more integrity. As a godless evolutionist, do you think your genetics do not enable you to evolve past the pack mentality? Oh my God. And then we come to another one. 7 hours ago, I have a question about where Claude lines up with his genetics. With all this retreating he is doing from supplying a link to an attack video, he is more like the German sympathizers than the French underground. At least we can see that Claude cannot face the fact that he refuses to give the source video. Do you see there's a gun in Daniel's hand? You see there's a gun in Daniel's hand over the dead body. That's all we need. We don't need to see the part of the video where it was Claude that pulled the trigger. Poor Claude talks the talk but won't back it up. But hey, he doesn't believe in an absolute moral Claude, code, moral Claude. I'm not attacking Claude because I was in a dark space too. Not attacking me, yeah, right.
Well, first here, he's gone from he's gone from you're a fellow human being, and then he compared you to like somebody in the Vichy government or something of
Yeah.
France, or
Yeah.
a Nazi sympathizer.
Oh. Yes, yes, yeah. That's what I mean. He's insulting
So how did you go
the
from a
French
fellow
people.
human being to
Yeah. How does she not know that my relatives weren't the Free French, actively out there and fighting? Do I attack his family?
it's
No, I don't.
irrelevant
Do
who
I
your
attack?
family
Yeah.
was anyway.
Do I attack his history of the Podsey family or wherever they come? No, I don't. Do I get onto who is all these other things? No, I don't. But he does. Now, the latest was 7 hours ago. Warning. Claude, this is to everybody. Warning. Claude has been asked for days to supply the link to where he took this video, and he refuses. Really? For days? It's not true. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not a good communicator. Well, I possibly could agree with that, but in
No.
that case, why are you you're criticizing me? I do think this is out of context, but I might be wrong. I trust and Mark. So talk to him openly, I think. When Claude tried his Crown prosecutor techniques on me, I'm not a Crown prosecutor. That's just all I said. I've been involved in a number of prosecutions. I have skills in that area, and didn't tell them exactly what I've done. But I can cross-examine. I've done that. I didn't stutter quite a bit because I don't trust Claude. A guy says he doesn't have any absolute moral code. What is trying to put others under absolute moral code kind of interesting? No, my moral code comes from society. I think I've always said that. What's this absolute moral nonsense? Anyway, so I get a whole, just on and on again about the link to the show and the timestamp. No. You know where the show it is. If you go to Father Charles's channel, you were on it. You were on it. You put the link up, Dan. I'm not going to go back. This was, if you'd asked me on the same day, yes, I could find it. But, I have a lot of things on. You were on that show.
Couldn't he just
No.
review like 3 or 4 videos and find his own avatar in there and know it was the show? I mean, it would take 10 minutes for him to do that.
Yeah. So, I got very frustrated with this constant, I'm not the sort of person that just blocks people. If this had been on the Proverbs Lies channel, it would have got blocked straight away. We saw what happened in the peace stream. Sorry to all the people making in the comments. I haven't, because I just haven't been able to read those. Dan is here. Oh, that's good. I shall bring him onto the stage. Here we go. Welcome, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hello. Hello, Dan.
Your mic is muted then.
Hello, Dan. Calling all Dans.
There we go.
Oh, good. Here we are. Yeah.
Very good. So, good. Some clarification. That wasn't an edited video. I just said, why didn't you add the part before?
No. You said it was an edited video. So
Right. No,
that
was a misspoke.
Okay. Well, that's fine. But go and correct it, and don't say all through your comments that I edited this. So yeah. Okay. Carry on.
Yeah. No, it's just not going into the context, and I think we said that before. So I did find a video.
Yeah.
There was a bunch, and I said it on other shows, and I know you listen, and you might not have heard, but I had a friend who his baby actually had to go down to a children's hospital because it just was born and had complications. So I didn't have time to deal with your video. That's why, because I heard it because I was waiting backstage for almost for a while. And so, yeah, you said, oh, why didn't I address it the first day? Now you know. So,
so it took you a week to figure it out.
Well, I know you might think you're more important than a potentially dying new.
No, I don't. And I've never said that at all. And
Well,
you've
no,
been on other shows since, so don't play
I
that one.
just told you
You've
that's
been on
why
a
I
number
didn't
of
discuss,
shows since then.
and I hadn't found it yet. So,
Yeah.
but my whole
So
thing,
yeah, so that's fine. So in the last day or
yeah,
two, you start asking me for the link. But so okay.
correct, and that's what
Yeah.
I actually asked Father
Not what
Charles
you
too. It's
exactly
like
said.
when you
No.
do a video, maybe put the date that's there, so that people who do attack videos you can find easier. So
No,
then,
well, it was about a day before, as I've pointed out many times in my comments. It was about a day before this video was put up. So you don't really have to look very far, do you? And you were on that video, Dan.
oh, exactly. And so now I actually, and you guys, I linked it in Claude's video. So if you look at Claude's video, I linked it, and then in Father Chuck's thing, I went through the timestamps. And here was my
Yeah.
confusion. And I hope you guys know the clip Claude is playing. I'm a little more ditzy sounding than normal, because I did say about Mark. I agreed with Mark and his condemnation. That's was definitely my mistake. Mark never condemned him. So in Father Chuck's timestamps, I went back like I asked you to do, Claude, is to have the context of what had been said. So Mark never did say condemn, and I'm sorry. I apologize that I said I condemned Kent with Mark, because Mark did
Yes.
not condemn him. So
Okay,
that
right. I
was,
have one tick. Yep. Okay. I'm just ticking that
yeah.
off.
So
Didn't you
that
condemn
was,
the appearance of evil, though?
oh, I do. So my standard is that you can't even have an appearance of evil. So Mark didn't even, that's more of where, well, actually, go back. Mark said that he was furious with Cindy. And like I said, I did this timestamps. Is that Mark Stoney? Hey, Mark, come on. He's there. I see him in a comment. That'd be the best thing. Because I explained what a loaded question was and why they are fallacious. I think I
Oh,
have.
here he goes. I condemn Kent. So there you go.
Okay, cool. So at the video, he didn't, though. So,
Really?
no, I got it in the timestamps when right before your clip of my confusion, he did. Now, in the video, come on, Mark. It's easier if we talk in person.
No, he's doing a show later. He says he's doing a show later. So
Oh,
he
he's
said,
gonna.
I'm here for
Okay.
now. Yeah.
So, so I've got it all timestamped. He said Cindy. He was furious with Cindy, and but he talked to her, and she said it was just all innocent. Mark understood, but once she understood that he was offended by it, she apologized. So there's no word Mark condemning.
He's not. You're saying he's not condemning Kent. He's not condemning the man that got the girl to give him a massage. Is that what you're saying? But he's condemning the women that happened to be in the room under Kent's subjugation because they're only women, remember, and Kent is the head of the household. Is that what you're saying, Dan?
No, thanks for clarifying or having me clarify. No, Mark said he was furious with Cindy. She explained that it was just an innocent grandfatherly thing. Mark, you're having time to things, and then I got to read, and so you can go read it back. I gave you the link and the timestamps. So then Mark, and let me see where I'll stop looking at his comments on the screen. That's getting me off. So then he talked to Cindy after being furious with her for the sounded like the appearance of evil, but for the whole situation. And so then he said, okay, so now he's forgiven her, water under the bridge. So in that clip before, this one you're talking about tonight, Mark said, and he could have the same situation with Kent, but Kent would never apologize. And that's where we are. So that's what I was saying, Claude, unless you added, not edited, you just took a clip, but you didn't add the context before. And that's where I got thrown out of it, because it's like, oh, yeah, I condemn the situation just like Mark did. And that's why all the babble went on the one you showed and called me a liar.
Because you were, yes. You were. I asked you a direct question. You listened to it and you flipped and flopped and slipped and slided about. You did. You did. It's there for people to see.
Let's
So
talk
don't
about
give me
lying.
that.
Let's talk
It's
about
called a
lying.
lie.
Because I've got that in, I think, your timestamp on the same video that you're doing tonight. The first thing you came, the clip from Father Show, was saying that. Let me get the quote right, and you guys will have to go look at it again, because Claude, you said, I never say anything against. I apologize all the time for Kent, or I never say anything. I'm always. Boy, Claude, help me out. What was the lie you told?
Yes. You largely do that. I mean, I think that comes
Well,
under
you
the
can play
classification
the video
of
over,
hyperbole. Yeah, no, that's correct. Yes, and
let's start
occasionally
over
you
and
do. Occasionally you do say
replay the clip.
things. Yes, yeah, and no, yeah, I agree. I agree that I've said you never say anything against Kent. That's just a hyperbole. And yes, you are saying very sort of yeah. Let me finish. Let me finish. You always put some sort of a condition on, and it's usually that it's Kent and others, or it's Kent but it's Cindy. And I mean, even it was just perfect, this clip. It just showed how you avoided the direct question. Yeah.
Well, let's listen and then stop after the first couple seconds, because it was only 5 seconds in. Okay, that was hyperbole then. You weren't lying. You were just exaggerating to make a point to somebody that
Yes, that's what a hyperbole is. It's
that you're trying to attack
but
somebody.
you very rarely. No. You listen to
But
me.
I'm a liar. But
You've come on this channel and you've said all these. Yes, you are a liar. You've come on this channel. You've made all sorts of ridiculous claims about the French in the Second World War. You've tried to insult me personally. You have listened to me.
Go ahead.
You have. It's all written there, and I've got the clips. So this is what this is to discuss. If you come out and outright say that you condemn Kent for his actions in bringing the young girl into the room, I will forget this whole thing. The matter is over. You can say it now.
I condemned him for the appearance.
No. Once again, do you condemn Kent for his actions in having the young girl come into his room and do a body massage? Yes or no?
Get it right, Claude. That wasn't what happened. So you don't.
It was what happened. Tell me yes or no.
Are you calling Cindy a liar?
No, I am not calling Cindy a liar.
Before I answer, I want you to clarify some stuff. Cindy said
No.
innocent. Cindy said it was innocent. Was she lying?
That is not the point.
Did she lie?
I have no idea.
Well,
how do I know that? I am asking you, I'm not going to put up with this much longer, Dan, because you're just prevaricating and going around in circles once again. Do you, Dan, condemn Kent outright for his actions in having a young girl come into the room and perform a body massage on him?
That's a false statement. So,
okay,
So that's
it.
Claude.
That's it. He's gone.
That's okay.
Yeah, you know, I
I
think we've
wanted to
now
address
heard.
him on his comments to you. And
Okay. Oh, we'll get him back.
Dan,
Dan,
are you there?
if you're still there, you
think I
can
am.
now just
What
be
is
quiet.
What does Claude's nationality have to do with anything?
Trying to figure out what his deal is. Now, did anything
What
I
his
say
deal
about?
is?
Yeah.
What does his nationality have to do with it?
Um,
Have you heard of xenophobia?
oh my gosh. Oh
What
gosh.
does him being
Don't play,
French have to do with
play the
anything?
liberal. Do you know what? I'm also prejudiced against Asians, even though my wife's Asian. I don't know. Come on, don't play that game, guys. So, Claude, is anything I said about the French and the history wrong?
What does it
Yes, it
have to
is
do with
actually.
anything? What does it have to
Well,
do with the
yeah.
topic of Hovind giving a massage to a child giving a massage to Hovind?
As always, and I told you guys before, when somebody doesn't answer, there must be a reason. And I'm just figuring out, I'm stabbing in the dark to see why Claude is like that. He straightway lied, saying, or hyperbole. Why would
So,
somebody come out with a hyperbole when then you use that same clip as an attack on me? So nice trick. You had a
so
great
maybe,
trick.
it's because he's French that he lies, is what you're saying?
I don't know. I know that I'm
What does
Italian.
what does a person's nationality have to do with this issue of Hovind?
Oh, okay. So I have, and when I started with the shows, I said, I don't care about that situation. I'm trying to get to know each individual. So uh, I'm of Italian descent. My father had traits because he was first generation here, or born first here. You know, the Italian community has certain cultural. Okay, thank you. I just answered myself. Claude, aren't you part of the French tribe? Your morals come from the your bringing up in your thought, your morals and your code. So
There's nothing wrong with his morals. And what does French Nazi sympathizers have to do with Hovind getting a massage from a child?
like I said, I'm trying to know Claude. When I talk to you,
You're not getting to know him.
You just avoided answering the question, and you avoided answering it again. You will not condemn Kent outright. And so actually, I'll go back to saying you don't condemn Kent outright. You don't condemn him. And
I
you've just done
not.
it again now. And you've raised all these dreadful and disgusting things. I'm not going to ask you, for example, what you and Italian ancestors did in the war or got up to, or their bravery or otherwise. I'm not going to answer. It is totally irrelevant to this topic. And you come on my stream and pollute it with your filth.
Funny. Okay, I apologize if you're. Wow. Okay. Apologize. And actually, Claude, and you did.
Oh, here we go with Claude again. Yes, yeah, I know. Oh, I apologize, but
I
Claude, you did this.
apologize.
Oh, you did that. Oh, yeah,
Why
yeah,
did you
man.
delete my edit that apologized to you for bringing up the?
I never deleted any of your edits. Never deleted. If you've deleted something, I've got the screenshots of everything that you've put on. If you've of course, if you've only just done it recently, I won't have seen it. But no, I don't delete
Well, you can
anything of
actually
yours.
see because
You get to
in
say anything you want.
in the
You're just
comment,
yeah.
in the comment has my thing, and then it has three things, and then three replies, and then Claude, there's only your two. So I did do one that was kind of rude, and I was like, you know what, you might have a problem. Okay, I'm raised in a place that Italians, I mean, tank forward one gear, reverse thing. That's the way I was raised. Forgive me if you weren't. But yeah,
Well, I wasn't. I mean,
well,
but it's once again irrelevant. You're making a cheap joke about the Italians now too. I mean, you're just a
Well, I said
disgraceful
those
person.
were addressed.
You're a horrible person.
Well, those were addressed towards me. Wouldn't it be the people that told me that joke, the horrible
Well,
ones?
it wasn't me. It wasn't
No, I
anybody
said
on this panel.
I was
Well, you go
bringing
and talk
it.
to them about it. I mean, it's like you've got this, that you're throwing out all this anything but address the issue, and you still won't answer the basic question. Do you condemn Kent outright?
And then Dan says, I used to be in this dark place like you, Claude. And all of a sudden now I see the light, and I'm going to help you see the light. What a condescending thing to say to somebody.
That's Christianity. It is.
You don't know if he's not in a dark place. Obviously, we know him, and the man's got a great sense of humor, and he's warm, and he's funny. And for you to presume that he's in a place that you were at one time is very condescending.
Just go, okay, so like you guys say, it's like, well, you just have to speak your experience. My experience is that's the way it is. And so that's coming out of my experience. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're like, not from my experience. And that's what we talk. And on Chuck's show, I was actually saying, oh, I can't talk about why other people's experience is not that. That was my experience. I expressed it. So let's go back though, because Claude, you were going to, I thought, or actually I can do the apology, or not the apology, the condemnation. There's different definitions.
Yes,
Again,
I don't expect an apology from you, because that's not going to get anywhere, and I really don't care.
So,
I like the idea of a condemnation. That's what I want
what
to hear.
definition of
And for the sake of
condemnation?
Mark, yeah. Well, just the
What?
word condemnation. I think you can look it up in the dictionary if you
Oh, I
want.
did already. There's different
Yeah.
definitions, and so
Well, if you really want me to find one, let me find one then. Okay.
good.
Do you condemn?
And that was the other
So-
stuff, because condemnation. To
Okay.
me,
So, do you express complete disapproval of and censure Kent Hovind for his actions in having the girl come into his room and perform a massage? Yes or no?
yes, and even the appearance. So,
Okay,
unfortunately,
thank you. That's good. That we don't need to argue anymore. I'm your friend again, and that's fine.
good. So that, but it's definition, and sometimes, Claude, you seem more like a judge. Like, so I'm getting used to your hyperbole. I thought you were actually serious, because that's what you always say.
No, you didn't. You know, when I say every single thing, you don't play that one with me. It doesn't
no,
work
I
either.
took
So,
you face,
but we can
I
now
took you
move
face
on.
value on that one. So let's play that
yes,
video.
yeah, every single
Okay,
thing.
so
Yeah, okay.
so you don't have to play the video, because that wasn't a lie you did. That was hyperbole.
No, yes, it's obviously well, yes, because I've heard you mildly say some things, but I suppose I'd have to think about that. Outright condemn, maybe it wasn't hyperbole, because we had a heck of a job getting you to say anything. So yeah,
Hyperbole is when you
but
said,
that's fine.
I only defend.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get into an argue about that, Dan. I mean, this is once again you're missing the main issue, which is the condemnation of Kent for those actions. You've now said that you do. I'm fine. We're not fighting now. That's the end of it. I don't need to mention it
I
again.
have a question.
Yeah, good. Go ahead. I might be able to answer, or someone might.
That and
Yeah.
oh shoot. So went to there. Oh, pooper. So it went out. Oh, no, that wasn't it either. Yeah, very good. Oh, continue on. Any other questions? I know. So, that was a question. So you know that I don't always. Oh, do you actually, Claude? Because I said it when you were there. Do you know why I haven't said a lot of negative towards Kent. What my stance is on Kent, and then actually, I'll just tell you again.
Yes, he's probably doing God's work, and you don't touch God's anointed. I guess.
No. Okay, so
No.
I agree with him. Oh, I was telling Mark, you might not have been there. I agree with Kent on his creation ministry, not stuck on 7-day creation, but that's where I lean. His Baptist theology, except for where it is Christ and Him crucified, I don't agree with it. A lot of it, of the independent fundamental chicken eating thing. What else? A lot of his abrasiveness, especially even in that debate last week in the moderators, that was sad to watch. What else? And then my standard is just the appearance of evil. So I would, no matter if Cindy said that was innocent and grandfatherly, I'm still a Californian, not too much, touchy feeling other people, especially when they're kids without the father's thing. Oh, that was it. Thank you.
Not too much. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so,
Right. Well, we get that picture. Okay. I want to give
I'd like
AJ
to ask Kent. I mean, not Kent. Sorry. I'd like to ask Dan just a real quick, like a hypothetical, if that's okay.
Oh, hi, Jay. Hey, how you doing?
So Dan, if let's say hypothetically, when you were at DAL, if you had a 4-year-old daughter when you were there, would you be okay with it if she gave Kent a massage without your consent or without your knowledge? Would you be okay with that?
I had
Would you condemn Kent for that?
I had my 6 or 7-year-old, and now I would have just packed up in the day. He might have got a fist for that. No, that the thing of kids and their parents, that especially when it's my child.
And let's say, and Cindy would have been in the room at the same time, and Cindy wouldn't have stopped it. In this hypothetical, you'd be mad at Kent.
And actually, Father Chuck understood that when I was asking. It's like, so, and I hope you guys heard that later on. I condemn Kent even just for the appearance, not the creepiness, but just the appearance of it. And so that's my bad communication. So if I condemn just the appearance, that means I condemn the whole thing. And yeah, going back, that was painful hearing my voice because I don't communicate well. But the appearance of evil is even a higher standard than the act itself.
That's just seems silly to me.
Okay, well, that's a Christian thing. So
no, I understand it. That's why I referenced that verse in the time I came on the stream. I said that since Kent is the pastor and he is the figurehead of DAL, he's the leader. So that means he should lead by example. And like I said, you don't even want to have the appearance of evil, but Kent has blown past that. Way past the appearance to just outright, full on pitchfork and devil wings. He's way past just the appearance of evil. He's so it just seems like you can. Do you condemn Kent for letting Mackenzie massage him? Do you condemn Kent for doing that?
Yeah. So we just went through that with
I wasn't here. I was trying to join the stream, so I didn't hear that.
Oh, cool. So actually, Claude can, because I'm terrible with words, but it's the strongly.
But could you just answer with a yes or no? Do you condemn it or no?
Yeah, not as a judge, but the condemnation that the condemnation that Claude read, only because the other ones are more
I didn't hear what Claude read. I like I said, I wasn't here. So do you just condemn it? With a just yes or no? The act.
The first definition of condemn. Yes, I condemn.
Okay, so I'll take that as a yes.
Judge, and then so that, kind of like Romans 8 verse 1. There's no condemnation.
It's just, I find it a bit odd that you really have to be almost coached and forced to say to be yes, I will outright say that I condemn the idea that Kent was having someone's 4-year-old daughter rub on his body without his consent or knowledge. Mark Stoney in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this happened more than once. Is that true? I'm asking like the panel.
Yeah, because it's the definition, and so I went more, so I'm not, that's why I do look things up in the dictionary. That's why it was easy for me to say, yes, I have condemnation, and
It wasn't easy.
I associate
It
with
took
a
like
judge.
two full streams. Like you completely avoided directly answering Claude's question for like an hour the last time.
Well, no, it wasn't an hour, but it was.
Oh, sorry. It was 58 minutes. I forgot.
Haha, funny.
I am funny. I'm hilarious.
No, you
Ask
are.
Big Bad Mama.
That's why.
There she goes.
And sorry, and Claude can just tell you, I fall for hyperbole. So,
Yeah, I think you're just kind of a fake person and phony. I just kind of think you're full of shit. Honestly, I'm not really interested in talking to you anymore. So
nice judging. So that's the condemnation.
Okay.
You just condemned me in a judging, like knowing my heart way.
I didn't judge you. I said that this is the appearance that I get from you. It's the appearance of bullshit, and
Yes.
it's the smell of bullshit. It's the whiff, the scent, the aura. You have the cologne of bullshit.
Very good
Bullshit.
hyperbole.
Eau de
You
toilette.
are funny. What a funny guy.
Eau de
Dan,
parfum. Le bullshit.
Dan,
Sorry,
it's
okay,
not only this. It's not only this issue of if you condemn Kent or not. It's your comments to Claude under that video as well. And I hope you see that some of the comments you made were, as I said, xenophobic. You can call it liberal, whatever you want, but it's an actual real word and a bias. And I just hope that in the future, like when you're writing something, you need to really look at it to see what you're writing, because you wrote a lot of bullshit under that video.
Okay, I said my piece, so I'm leaving. Bye.
Oh, thank you, AJ. But look, okay, we don't want another long session today, but all I can say is, it's we've said our piece. It's a new start. We'll see what happens going forward now. Yeah. So
now is Mark. You said Mark's going to have a live stream.
Mark says he's going to have something later, but I don't know if that's a general thing or not. I'll just ask Mark if you're having anything in particular now or shortly. Can you? I'm not sure how that all works.
He's been on for about a half an hour. I wish he would have come in. So now I got a question for you guys. So the chat things on this video, I seem to lose them afterwards. Is there any way, like the things you posted on, like even right now, somebody is posting Justin or something. Is there a way to find those again?
I don't think so, but I don't know. I'm not very technically up with that.
Yeah, so usually after a stream, it takes a little while, but if you swipe at the comment box, it'll bring up the chat and it'll bring it up in the order of the video. So if you go like to the 30-minute mark in the video, it'll bring up that part of the chat that was occurring at that time. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's very good. I can't get all the little comments that pop up at the same time.
It takes a second. It doesn't happen immediately.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't really, yeah. I mean, I've been earlier in the piece. I couldn't even look at the comments. I was busy speaking. So different, all sorts of stuff can get up there from all sorts of characters. So look,
I was on about the 20-minute mark. So I didn't. As soon as I heard you were on, it's like, oh, I better go on and because I do think it's best. My opinion, these things are
well,
done.
I was hoping you would come on. I'd mentioned it, and we didn't the other day. So because I think your alarm didn't go off or something. So that's fine.
No, the other day was stressed with the friend, and so Yeah, the baby and mama are down in San Francisco, which is about 50 miles away at a children's hospital, trying to get better.
Well,
Yeah.
let's hope they, yeah. I'm going to wrap it up now, folks. I'd like to have a chat to BBM once I close the show, but
And I will try
yeah.
harder to get comments out of you without being trying to poke buttons.
We'll
And that
see
I
how we go.
did
Yeah.
apologize on an
No, we
edit I
could all,
did
yeah.
that
I'm not,
disappeared.
yeah, I'm not too worried. You know, my main thing was the Kent thing, so that's fine. Okay, unless Big Bad Mama, anything else to say, or I think we'll.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I think we've heard it all. Yeah,
Yeah, but
thanks
I
to
hope
all
you
the
know, because there was
participants.
comments that Dan couldn't come in, or Dan was running from it, or Dan couldn't find. No, I actually just found
No, well, you did
the
come in.
video
Yeah, I found it. That's fine. Yeah,
today. And you guys
yeah,
can look. I put the timestamps, and
that's okay.
Mark didn't condemn it before this, and that's what threw me off. Now,
Well, yeah, we won't get back into that now. Okay, we'll see you then. Bye bye.